Hey guys, what's up? Hope everybody has been having an awesome day. Happy to be back with another golf vlog. This time it's the front nine at Renditions Golf Club. So thank you goes out to them for having me out. I apologize for not having the TrackMan numbers today. When I recorded this, I was still trying to figure out how to put TrackMan numbers in the video, so I left it home. But in every video in the future, I will include the TrackMan numbers. Also, I was only able to get through 12 holes today, well on this day, because it was extremely slow out there. There were a lot of people playing, which I was actually pretty shocked by. And when I teed off at 3, I thought I would be done by 7:30, but by 7:15, when they want the carts in, I was on hole 12 or 13, unfortunately. So I just decided to do the front 9. I figured 12 or 13 holes would be a really long video. Maybe if you guys really want them, I'll release them maybe in a couple days. But with that being said, let's get into the video. So first couple shots left me kind of out of position a little bit. As you can see, the greens are airified and it's windy, so it's going to be a fun round of golf. So I hit a pretty good chip here. Left myself probably about 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet. And pretty straightforward putt here. Just trying to aim it in the right center and poured it in. So decent start after where I left myself for my third shot. So this is going to be a good test for me today because, as you guys will soon find out if you haven't already, I suck in the wind. And I think a big part of that comes from being a fast player in terms of swing speed, which generates a lot more spin. So it's always a battle for me to be able to control it in the wind. But I love the challenge, so this was fun. This was a lot of fun to play in conditions that I'm not necessarily that great in. And also, you may have noticed that in the corner of the screen, I said this was a replica of a hole at Inverness Golf Club. This is actually a really cool golf course because every single hole is a replica of a more famous hole that is well known throughout the golf world. So I will be putting which hole it's a replica of in the corner of the video as I tee off. And you guys can compare and contrast and let me know how good the replicas were. So definitely not a good putt here. Love myself, a lot of work for my par. I had trouble the entire day getting used to these greens. Something I should probably be able to do better in the future, especially when it comes to playing more. I need to be able to adapt better. So that was probably one of the worst putts you guys have seen in a long time. So that was not a good 4 at all. So kind of a rocky start. 1 over after 2. Was able to take off the jacket here a little bit. It did get up to like maybe 48, 50 degrees. And the wind totally died because I think there's a lot of trees around this hole. So it protected me there a little bit. But you guys will see as I go into the next few holes, the jacket comes back on and the wind goes back up. And it didn't ever really let up after that. So had a little 2-iron here. Pulled it a bit, but wasn't in too much trouble. Just a little left of the fairway. You can see the pin there overhanging that bunker. So I had a bit of a tight lie here, but I think I clipped it pretty good for how tight the lie was. I have a tendency when I have a shorter shot over a pretty tight landing area to get a little tense and put a little too much on it. So I really made sure to focus on not doing that. And I actually left it a little short, but it still carried over the bunker nicely, and I left myself a very makeable birdie. So probably about 15, 18 feet here. And this was a putt I probably should have given a little better of a go. I left it probably about 2 feet short. And I think sometimes when I get so focused on like the direction of the putt and hitting the putt solid, I start forgetting about actually getting the putt there. Kind of missing the forest for the trees, I guess. So this is hole 4, a replica of hole 16 at Royal Lytham in St. Anne's. Hitting a 2-iron here. These next 2 holes are really cool because they go one way and then back the other way. You can see the next hole on the left. These are both links holes. And there was no trees anywhere to be found. Obviously around the course there were, but just on the 2 holes themselves, it really did feel like you were transplanted to Scotland, which was pretty cool. And one of the crazy things was the wind did kick up, especially for these 2 holes, so it really did feel like Scotland. And I played in Scotland a few times throughout my junior career, and it did not go well. I've always struggled out over there, so any Europeans watching, I have a lot of respect for you guys, and because that's a tough way to play golf in wind. Something I've never been that good at for sure. So pulled my wedge shot in, have probably about a 30-foot bump and run the pitching wedge, just trying to just somehow get the feel for these greens and get locked in. Had good feel here, but I apparently forgot the pin was a little bit more to the left. So left myself, even with the perfect distance, I left myself probably 6 or 7 feet, maybe even 8 feet. So here, just trying to make a good stroke, and when you put on air fried greens that are, really bumpy and out of season, which is just natural when it's this cold in Maryland, you kind of just gotta accept you're gonna miss putts, and you gotta try to just hit good shots. But there, I didn't have to worry about that because I made it. But that's kind of what you gotta do. You gotta hit it as well as you can at the direction of the hole and just hope the bounces go your way. So going back the other way now, there's a replica of hole 15 at Royal Birkdale. Finally able to let one rip, and I caught this one pretty good. This was probably about 138 swing speed. It was only about 47 degrees at this point, so my speed did drop a bit. That's just a guess, because obviously I don't have the TrackMan, but I will in the future videos. So pretty good drive there. Left myself 185 yards left with a pitching wedge, which is a 46 degree wedge for me. So it was a little windy. It was right to left wind here, and I thought that this would push the ball back towards that pin you can see in the distance. And I left it right, and the wind just kept it there. So kind of messed up on that swing, but it is what it is. So little sandwich here. Had a good amount of green to work with. There really wasn't a difficult shot. I was just trying to let it land maybe 20, 30 feet short of the hole and roll out. I really thought this was going to be a pretty good shot, and it just kicked and ran and ran and ran and ran. And I was pretty shocked because my experience in the first few holes led me to believe that this was a very slow green. So it is what it is. Just got to keep adapting and adjusting with it. So really awkward putt here. It's staying on the side of a hill, and so I just wanted to make sure I didn't do anything stupid here. So kind of gave it a very feeble run, but at least I didn't drop a shot. That's kind of how I was playing it out. I was just trying to avoid dropping shots left and right, because this was just a tough day for me in general. So hole 6, replica of hole 11 at Augusta National. So these next 3 holes will be Amen Corner. So I'm sure you guys are excited for that. Was able to really rip this one off the tee. Pulled it a bit left, but otherwise hit it pretty good. It really seemed like the only thing that was working today was my driver, which I guess makes sense because I'm a long driver and not a golfer. Well, I still try to be a golfer, but I know where my bread is buttered. So 114 yards left. Second shot, my sand wedge. You can see from those trees the wind is howling right now, and I was just trying to avoid pulling it left into that water, so I left it out right and hit an okay shot. Landed front edge of the green, left me a long putt, but I wasn't in the water. And if you look to the left, you'll see that scoreboard. That is a replica of the Masters scoreboard, showing Tiger Woods' winning rounds and saying Tiger Woods is the champion. And by the way, that was one of the most amazing tournaments I ever watched. I remember still watching that live, and it was incredible. So really not a good putt there. Left myself probably 20 feet. And I just, watching the playback of this, I'm just really annoyed at how I'm just doing the same thing over and over, leaving putts short, not giving myself opportunities. So another really bad 5 there. It just goes to show me how much I need to work on my short game. It is good for me to see this stuff in playback and really analyze it myself. So I definitely will be working on stuff going into the summer, trying to improve my game a little bit. So hole 7, which is a replica of the second hole in Amen Corner at Augusta National. It was pretty windy here as well, so I was just trying to make sure I didn't lose it too much in the wind. Hit kind of a nice knockdown. I kind of kept this one out of the wind better than I normally do. It ended up in that front bunker, but definitely not a disastrous leave, especially given how crazy the wind was and how I was just trying to make sure I kept it in front of me. So caught a little too much of this ball here, and it just seemed to roll this time around. So yeah, I just seemed to be not able to get a feel for it. But just kept trying to plug along and save as many shots as I could, and just stay positive and keep swinging and keep trying to make putts. So I have about 10-12 feet for par. Thought this actually would stay up, but it broke to the left, and I guess this green must have been faster than all the others, and I didn't adjust, so walked away at the 4, and I'm now 3 over. So, hole 8, which is a replica of hole 13 at Augusta National, was really able to let this one rip, and hit definitely the best drive of the day. Cut the corner perfectly, really bit off a huge chunk of this. I actually thought it was a little left where I wanted, but it turned out I was still in good shape. And yeah, I was prime shape here. You can actually see, if you look in the lower left part of the screen, that pitch mark right there. So that ball is coming in hot. So only a little bit over 100 yards left, 125 I think. And I hit this one, pulled it left again, but I hit it pretty good, so it got over the water at least. And so on the green in 2, felt like I didn't hit a good shot, but at least I'm putting for eagle. So this was a weird putt. I had about 60-70 feet, and I hit a pretty good putt, and here it comes. Boom. So that felt good. It's always nice to make an eagle when you've been struggling and grinding all day. So that kind of made up for a lot of the stupid stuff I was doing earlier in the round. So all of a sudden, back to +1 with 1 hole to play. So this is a replica of hole 16 at Oakland Hills. Nice little 2-iron off the tee. Just trying to put it in position. And really nice and quiet here, actually. The wind died a bit, and I pulled it left. And this was headed for trouble at the left side of those trees, and I got very lucky that the trees kept it out of that hazard to the left, actually. So you actually might even be able to see the mark of my golf ball from those trees. I don't know if you can. It was definitely a big one. But about 150 yards left, kind of a weird lie. Got water up the right side. So just trying to make sure that I don't do anything stupid there. And didn't do anything stupid, but didn't hit a good shot. You can see I'm starting to get pretty fed up with the way I've been hitting my wedges today. But it's just something to work on. That's how I see it. It's something to enjoy improving upon. It's not something to mope on the fact that you suck at. So hit this one a little too far. Again, I really thought this would be a good chip. I was having fits all day with figuring out the pace and all that, and hit it probably 12-15 feet by. So that's what's left for my par. You see the winds come back a little bit. And at this point, it was probably like 45 degrees and probably almost 6:40, 7 o'clock. I've been on this front 9 for like almost 3 hours. So I will tap that in for a 2 over par 38, and I hope you guys liked the video. Please comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.